Hey guys, welcome to Spy Talk Wrestling Reviews. I am your host, Boise, and this is NXT Review. Here we go. Kick off the show with a tag team match with Heavy Machinery taking on the Mighty, who were formerly known as TM61. Good start to the show, really, for me, guys. It was strong. It was a fast-paced match. Heavy Machinery, I like what they bring to the match. For big guys, they can pour some absolutely fantastic moves, which does surprise a lot of the audience sometimes. The Mighty's new ego is absolutely fantastic. I think they needed this. TM61 were a good tag team, but now changing it to the Mighty and being a lot more dark and heel tactics does bring out a lot more characteristics for the two. So I think this is a really good swap, and right now everything is working out right. Right now you just feel with NXT there's two levels of tag teams, where the Mighty, Heavy Machinery and Street Profits are, and then you've got teams like Moustache Mountain, Undisputed and War Riders. All these, it's like a little bit of a divide, but this right now, this rivalry between the three at the bottom, feels like if one of them gets gets more wins over the others, they'll definitely get pushed up to that next level, and that's how it does feel. It's a really good feud right now with three different teams. Heavy Machinery looked like they were going to get control. The Mighty were using every dirty tactic in the book in this match, which really again brings out the characters of them now, which is great. They got distracted though because Street Profits came out into the crowd, and the crowd went mental while the Street Profits were dancing around in the NXT universe. This allowed Heavy Machinery to get the upper hand and take advantage of this, allowing them to beat the Mighty. This, for me, really strong starting match. Definitely builds up the feuds up for, which feel like they could lead to NXT title opportunities in the future, which I hope one of these teams do get an opportunity sooner rather than later. If we do get a triple threat match at TakeOver Brooklyn with these three teams, I would be really happy. I think that would work as well. So for me, starting match, really strong, 6 out of 10. Talking about Moustache Mountain, we did get a quick match with them where they were taking on some developmental talent. It was a decent match. It really just highlights what their abilities in the ring are and how good of a tag team they are. It's more for people who haven't seen them wrestle as a tag team before, so that's really good. Quick win. Nothing really important about the match, but it was the promo and the backstage segment which was more impressive for me. Trent Seven and Tyler Bates cut a fantastic promo stating, look, this is why we lost. Tyler Bates was like, look, Trent's my friend, I care about him. Him getting injured it can't happen. I don't want that to happen. I'd rather have lost the tag team titles than lost Trent. So that was cool. They give a quick hug and shake hands. Very, very much stating. And then Trent Seven just cutting a fantastic promo saying, look, we're going to get our titles back. We're going to invoke our rematch clause, and we're going to build this up to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, which is fantastic. A really good feud. Everyone's looking forward to Moustache Mountain and Undisputed. I think that is the tag team match to watch out for. I think that could be the match of TakeOver Brooklyn for the night. Maybe something else, but I'll talk about that later. Afterwards, they did have a backstage segment with the War Raiders, and that was interesting as well. The Raiders decided to state, look, doesn't matter who wins the titles at TakeOver Brooklyn, we're coming for the titles. Either it's you or them, we're going to come for you. And that was cool. That definitely a great, great backstage segment. Both teams looking very much like, oh crap, we have to watch out for these guys if we get our titles back. So it will be interesting. So for me, the match was nothing special, but the actual promos were really good. So I'm going to give this a solid 5 out of 10. Next up, we had Kona Reeves versus EC3. And this was a pretty damn good match, actually, for what I was expecting. Reeves was very much in control, which surprised me for the majority of the match. I thought EC3 being the bigger, more stronger character would have dominated, but no, they went for a traditional heel versus babyface segment, which is great because EC3 is being very much built up as a babyface, kind of cocky babyface, which I think works for him. And the match got interrupted by the Velveteen Dream, who stated, look, EC3, you can't get over what happened in the UK. If you want to find out why I did what I did to you, come to Dreamland. And EC3 agreed to do that, but the match was still going on. Reeves tried to take advantage of this, but EC3 was strong enough to use the 1%, take him down, get the pinfall, and get the victory. I can see this feud still continuing between Reeves and EC3 because it built up last week, continued today. Again, I can just see it still going on. I think and Velveteen Dream as well. It's an exciting time right now. EC3 is at a very good stage where he's the upper mid card right now. He's definitely at the cusp of going for the title, but they don't want to just push him straight away. So this is interesting to see how he develops with someone like Velveteen Dream, who is a fan favourite and is a great heel at that. So for me, the match itself wasn't anything special, but a very traditional storytelling match. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Next up, we did have Baszler versus Candice LeRae. This was the sleeper match for me of NXT. Very, very good match. Baszler, cocky heel champion, even offering to let LeRae leave, Candice leave. That was great. Candice kicked her out of the ring, and then the match truly started. Candice LeRae was getting her arm destroyed by Baszler. It was brutal to watch at some points. So great on Baszler for being that awesome heel champion. But Candice LeRae, what a seller. She sold every single kick to the arm, every stretch to her arm. It literally looked like the arm was being destroyed bit by bit, and that was really good to see. Really, it's nice to see selling like that really work, and I think it really worked in this match. Then Candice started to get momentum. She really started to dominate after a while. She looked like the one-arm wrestler at one point. She really pushed everything with just her one arm. She couldn't use the other. You could tell it caused issues because when she tried to do big moves, she had to hold her arm, and that allowed Baszler to get back into the match. Baszler, again, very, very strong. Baszler did get the victory because Candice LeRae did hesitate to finish off the match. That was fine. She tapped out, did Candice LeRae. But afterwards, Baszler again attacked, being that great heel tactic. Kairi Singh came out to save her friend, who is also #1 contender. She comes out. Baszler runs off. Then she attacks Kairi again behind, and then runs off. It's fantastic. This is really good. It's a good build up for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn between Sane and Basil, because I think that's just going to be an absolute brilliant match. It was good at the Mae Young Classic last year. It's going to be good again this year. And Candice LeRae, well done. She gets my MVP for the night. She was absolutely brilliant. Her selling was good. So for that and everything else, just worked out really well for me. I really enjoyed every bit of it. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Definitely check it out, guys. I know it is worth a watch. This moves us on to the final part of the show, which was a promo with our new NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa. And what a reaction from the crowd. They were booing the crap out. They always do. We're always going to boo Ciampa out of the building. But it just felt fantastic. A really good, strong heel promo where he ignored the crowd, walking around with the title in his hand, laughing at everyone who was booing him. Stated that the title is happy to be with a real champion, which was brilliant. Then he went out to the crowd, and there's a little old lady. She's always there, it seems, at NXT now, right at the front, in the middle, and he goes, "I remember you." And he just holds the title right in front of her. Got a fantastic promo right in her face, which was great. Gets back in the ring, cuts and continues cutting a fantastic promo. Aleister Black's music hits. and the crowd erupts like, yes, some justice, yeah. Alistair's walking down quite quickly, but who comes running past him? None other than Johnny Gargano. He takes out Ciampa. Ciampa runs through the NXT crowd to safe backstage area where he's still in the NXT section, but he's not with the crowd. You can see security stopping him from getting near him. Johnny's saying, "It's because of me. You're the champion. It's because of me." And next thing you know, Aleister Black kicks him in the face, leans down with a mic and goes, "You're right. It's because of you," and puts the mic down. It's not even a long sentence. It's a great promo from both. This is added to the feud. If having Aleister Black added into the Johnny Gargano and Ciampa feud, would it add more spice? Hell yeah. This NXT title race now is looking fantastic. You gotta add Aleister Black versus Ciampa versus Gargano for the NXT title. That would be fantastic. It's gonna add layers to Aleister Black, which he doesn't really need, but it's definitely going to help his character out. It builds up the feud between Gargano and Ciampa, which we've been on a roller coaster ride for nearly a year and a bit now, which has been brilliant. So for me, for a promo segment, it's probably one of the best promo segments I've seen in some time, because it's adding more to a very strong rivalry which we've already got. So for me, right now, 7 out of 10. And there you go, guys. That was NXT for this week. We did get a few big announcements from our general manager as well, William Regal. He announced that Adam Cole will be defending his North American title at TakeOver Brooklyn against Ricochet. That or Moustache Mountain versus the Undisputed Era could be the match at TakeOver. Looking forward to that. And EC3 will get his hands on the Velveteen Dream at TakeOver as well. Very big matches announced straight away. Looking forward to TakeOver Brooklyn. Everything is building up perfectly for the TakeOver pay-per-view, so no surprise there. I am super excited to watch NXT TakeOver Brooklyn this year. But yeah, brilliant show. Very good, strong matches. The women's match was absolutely brilliant. The sleeper match, which just stole the show in some points. The promo work at the end was fantastic, and the build up for the tag team division is really working well for NXT. So with all that in mind, I'm going to give this a solid 7 out of 10. And what did you guys think? Did you enjoy this week's episode of NXT? Leave it in the comments below. What match are you looking forward to the most for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn? As well, leave that in the comment. If you do like our videos, please like, subscribe, and press the bell so you can keep notified. And if you want to follow the channel on Twitter, you can do. It's at SmackTalk YouTube. That's a U and a tube. And if you want to follow me on Twitter as well, you can do. I'm at Boise88. And I'll see you guys next time on SmackTalk Wrestling Reviews.